after extensive dramas this morning and obviously last night with the police, we're finally on our way again. We're heading to Deqin, which is a pretty big climb from where we were. So we were at about 2,000 meters. I'm planning to get out at 4,500 meters. So we're still climbing, and I'm going to bike to Deqin from there. And Nick's going to go right through to Deqin. Awesome views outside, some pretty big mountains out there. Turns out that Google Maps was slightly out of date. The road now goes through a tunnel, which means I'm now at about 4,200 meters. So slightly less descending than hoped, but it should be pretty fun anyway. Still 700 or 800 meters that I've got to drop over the next 22 kilometers. Emerging in front of me on the left is Meili雪山, or Meili Snow Mountain. Apparently it's 6,700 meters, so a real monster. You can see glacier flowing up it there. A little bit of a change of plans today. I was hoping to continue north from Deqin, but it's just this kind of dreary weather that I didn't want to get stuck in. So Nick and I have just decided to backtrack, heading south again. And so we're going back to Benzilan, where we stayed the night before last. Bit of a snowstorm I'm in here, where I've been dropped off. I think I'm around 4,000 meters again. And again, a giant descent. So Benzilan is around 2,000 meters. So I've got a long way to go. A lot of snow up the top there, and I got a little bit nervous about my feet getting wet and cold. I made them waterproof. I stuffed some shopping bags in between the shoes and socks, so they're damp but not frozen. Anyway, I've descended about 2/3 of the way now, past the danger area, I suppose. I had, like, you know, snow accumulating on my jacket and stuff like that when I was up top, but there's none of that anymore. Now at least 3/4 of the way down, but still quite a bit of descending to do to get into Benzilan. You can see the road winding down, and then the village itself way down at the bottom there. This morning Nick and I have just crossed the bridge that takes us from Yunnan province across to Sichuan. We're going to make our way to the town of Derong, which is a couple of hours drive away. I'm going to start off on a bike and maybe take a shuttle a little bit later on today. Today's ride is not the steep downhill journey that I've done over the last few days. What I'm going for today is an incline of about 200-300 meters, so not too bad, over the next 60 kilometers. So I'm running along the Jinsha River, the same river as we've been passing quite a few times, including along Deqing Gorge, then following another river up a little bit later on. Just had a monk stop by in a nice SUV and offer me a lift. Nick's already gone ahead in a van, but it's pretty beautiful riding this morning, so I'm going to stick with it for now. So here's the road ahead of me. You can see it's not too steep, nice little lines, almost no traffic, so good riding day. About 16 kilometers from Benzilan now, so that leaves me about 50 kilometers to go. Still beautiful riding. At this point I turn off the Jinsha River, which is what I've been following so far, and go up alongside this smaller river, which I believe is called the Shangri River, but I could be a little wrong on that. Bit of a breeze, beautiful day, hardly any traffic, gotta love it. And my luck has turned foul and the road is just god awful. Apparently it goes like this all the way to Derong, which is the destination for tonight. So what I'm going to do is make my way by minibus. I got to find a vehicle to jump into. After the cycling trip got basically cut off by the terrible road and I ended up taking the shuttle into town, I had a bit of a spare afternoon, so Nick and I have taken a hike into the hills above town just to check out some of the little villages. So some nice little views up here, and making our way back now. Getting a bit closer to town now. Behind me is the abandoned frame of a Tibetan style house, and then there's the town below that we're staying in. So Nick and I have parted ways. He's headed north to Mt Gongga and then to Chengdu for his flight up to Beijing. I am basically making my way back to Dali. So I've taken a bus 2/3 the way to Shangri, and now I'm descending into the Jinsha River Valley again. Beautiful smooth ride into Tuoding. Last 25 kilometers just been running alongside the Jinsha River. Bit of a headwind to fight, but I did have the downhill to start with, so I guess there's a bit of yin and yang there. Got across the river to get into town. Slightly perilous looking bridge, seems to be the one that everyone uses. So I'll be making my way across that in a few minutes. Heading off to Dali this morning on the bus, but I've got about 15 minutes until the bus goes. So hey, hotel room tour. This place is about 12 bucks, so 60 RMB. That's dirt cheap for a hotel room, but I am in the middle of nowhere. I'm in a crappy little town. Squat toilet, so there's a good sign that it's a bit of a dump there, but we're still above a flop house level in this place. So there's the shower, as usual. That little hanger thing doesn't work, so you need to use one hand to shower. Stayed in this place last night, of course, so a little bit of a mess. One thing in China is that about 50% of the time this means hot and this means cold. What the motivations are, I do not know.